What's up, mock trial coaches? It's Luke from Mock Trial Masterclass here, and as a coach of a high school program myself, I know exactly what you know, which is that coaching a mock trial program and leading a mock trial program is not easy. You've got freshmen coming in every year who know nothing about trial procedures and objections and the rules of evidence and all of these things that we have to teach them, and it can be really difficult to get them all on the same page and get them up to snuff quickly so you can start working on the case. It can be really difficult as a coach to get your team over the hump. You know, you go to a tournament every year and you kind of end up placing the same every year, and you're like, why can't we just win in the way that I want to win? Why can't we get over that hump? And there are a lot of college teams out there. You may be watching this as one of those people who don't even have a coach. There are plenty of college teams out there that don't have a coach. And in all of those situations, because of all of those things, it's really, really hard to lead a mock trial program. And so that's why I wrote my book, Mock Trial Masterclass, to help people like you. And I want to tell you today about a special offer that I have going on with my book, Mock Trial Masterclass. So right now, if you click the link in the description of this video and you order at least 5 copies of Mock Trial Masterclass, I will give you a discount of the price. Instead of $17.99 a copy, I will give it to you for $11.99 a copy. And the reason I want to do that is because I know how hard of a position you're in, and I want to give you a tool that will help you lead your mock trial program to success. Now, my guess is you probably have a few questions about my book. Number one, can we afford it? Well, we just talked about how you're going to get a discount if you order at least 5 copies. Again, $11.99 instead of $17.99. That's $6 off. And if you order those 5 copies, you're saving $30. If you order 10 copies for your team, you're saving $60. So that's really, really big. But you've probably got a couple of other questions about the book itself. The first of which is, will my team actually read the book? Will my competitors actually read the book? And my answer to that is, I think they will. See, this is a book that I wrote to appeal to students. I didn't write this book for college professors. In fact, college professors don't even like this book if you've read the reviews on Amazon. That's because the language that I use in this book is language that will relate to your students. I tell jokes. I use some informal sentence structures. And I know all of that, right? I understand that that's what I'm doing, but I did that because that's what your students are going to want to read. They don't want to read a treatise on trial procedure written by a tenured law school professor. That's boring. No one wants to do that. But I think your students will jump at the opportunity to read this book because of its simple to understand format, its easy readability, and its digestibility. Super complex topics that these legal professors want to make more difficult than they need to be are broken down in this book in such a way that your students will not only understand them, but they'll get excited about them. That's why I wrote the book. That's why I call it the championship plan that anyone can understand, and it's why your students will read the book. Now, you may have one more question about the book, which is, will the strategies inside of this book work? Well, I don't like to toot my own horn very often, but what I will tell you is that I've done a lot of mock trial and I've won a lot of mock trial. I've been a coach on a team that won the national championship. I won a lot of individual awards as a competitor, and right now I'm the coach of a high school team that consistently places in the top 5 of the state and is consistently in the running for the state championship. I don't tell you all that to brag. I tell you that to prove the point that the strategies in this book work. They're proven strategies that I've discovered and learned throughout my several years involved in mock trial that I'm sharing with you. I did my best in writing this book to boil down everything I've learned in my mock trial career into this one simple guide. The strategies in this book are what my team used to win the national championship. It's what I used to win several individual awards as a competitor, and it's strategies that you and your students can use to, even if you don't rise to quite that same level of success, I promise you'll take your performances to the next game. These strategies are not something that someone who doesn't know what they're talking about came up with. They're not strategies, again, from some distant, too smart for their own good legal professor. They're proven strategies that you and your team can start applying tomorrow. So I really hope that you'll consider picking up a copy of this book. I think it'll be worth it for you and your team. And if you want to get that bulk pricing, if you want to take advantage of that, click the link in this description. And if you have any questions at all, please send me an email at mocktrialmasterclass@gmail.com. Thanks so much for being a part of the Mock Trial Masterclass family, and I hope that this book can be a help to you and your team this upcoming season.